I want you to pay attention to this. If you are a Lagosian, if you are from Lagos, if you live in Lagos, as the issue of who owns Lagos, who is from Lagos, who are the originator of Lagos, whose ancestors created Lagos, Eko, as some of you might want to call it. Oba Eware too, the Oba of Benin, visited the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and apart from him talking about the God-sent president, Tinubu, he said he cares less about what anyone wants to say, but he's still going to say this regardless of how or who or whatever. But there is this narrative that he put out there, and it is about a portion or a part that he claimed that his ancestors created. I'm sure if you're from Lagos, you would have heard this, that, oh, the Benin people. It's so funny. Do you know why it's funny? If you believe that Mongo Park discovered, if you believe that Europeans, Caucasian, discovered River Niger, discovered this and that, as if those people that lived on that particular space do not exist, as if they needed someone to help them discover where they are living and where they have been. This seems to be what the argument is going to be about. As you're going to listen to the Balogun of Eko, Abishoye Oshodi, he has something to say. Yeah. And I want you to pay attention to what he has to say, and we will be talking more.
But I cannot help but saying that at least it is in history books that Benin founded Lagos. But when some people will hear it now, they go haywire and say, what is the Oba saying there again? But it is true. Go and check out the records. Maybe not all over Lagos as we know it now, but certain area in Lagos, maybe the nucleus of Lagos was founded by ancestors. The Oba of Lagos will say so. I'm sure you know that he will always emphasize that he comes from Benin. Everybody knows. But the source of Lagos is Benin, whether any of you here he likes it or not.
With all due respect to the Oba of Benin, Oba Atokwe, sir, may you live long. Point of correction, sir. Lagos was never founded by the Benin. Lagos was never founded by the Benin. I'm glad that you said some part of Lagos, not all or the entire Lagos. Yes, you are right. Your ancestors settled on a small island that was called Eko then, before the creation of Lagos. And on this very island, they never created it. The island has been there before the arrival of your ancestors. Your ancestors only came and forcefully imposed a taxation system on transit with the traders on the land called Igoro, Idu Igoro, wherever that means in Benin, I do not know. But there has been other tribes on the island before the creation of Lagos, even before the creation of Eko. We have the Aworis, we have the Isheri, we have the Olofi. So many tribes has been on Lagos, or the modern Lagos now, before the creation of Lagos State. So if we want to talk about your ancestors, they are limited to a particular community on the island, which is now Lagos Island, and it's called Isale Eko. And that Isale Eko, if you want to allude to the assertion of the Oba of Lagos, Oba Rilwan Aremu Akiolu, that said that his ancestors was traced to the Benin. Yes, the man was right. If you want to talk about the Ashipas, the Ologukuteres, the Ados, the Erelukuti, they are limited to Isaleko, not Lagos in general. And that is where they have all their compounds. And it's called Isaleko. So I will urge you, sir, to revisit Lagos and take a tour into the place that your ancestors settled, which is called Isaleko, not Lagos. So a lot of people that are saying Lagos is no man's land, somebody created Lagos. No. Lagos has been, that island has been in existence before the creation of Eko and even the creation of Lagos State. And for us to know that it was the greed of the Awolowo's then that created Western Nigeria or moved Western Nigeria to some part of Lagos. And that was before the creation of Lagos State. So, sir, revisit Lagos for prosperity's sake. History, nobody can rewrite history. I am Oshodi, Oshodi Tapa. My ancestors were from Nupe. We also settled in Lagos. And in 1851, the Oshodi Balogun Oshodi Tapa defended the civilization of Lagos, even before the creation of Lagos State, during the bombardment in 1851. My own dad, late Chief Duojaye Oshodi, the Balogun Oshodi, the former Balogun Oshodi Tapa, was born 1905. He was born 1905. So nobody can rewrite history. And even the Tinubus, for us to know again that the patriarch, the first Tinubu, was not a Lagosian. His name is Muhammad Bukarau. Muhammad Bukarau from Borno. And we have the Abaris. We have the Ritolis, which are the Brazilian. We have the Kokwagudas. And we have the Nupes. They were all settled in Lagos before the arrival of Ashipa. And even before the installment of Obado. So Lagos is not founded and has never been founded by the Benin. The Benin ancestors are limited to Isaleko, and that is where they are. You want to visit? You're very free to do so. But sir, Lagos was not founded by the Benin. May you live long, sir.
Welcome back. I want to go with what Balogun of Eko, Abisoye Oshodi, said. What he's saying, although there is still space for discussion on this, it makes sense. It is logical. Yeah, it is logical. For you to have come somewhere, there's a possibility of people being there. And the Oba did not say we did not see people around. If people were not there, who did you now begin to tax? Who did you impose taxation on? If people were not there, did you impose taxation on yourselves after arriving on that particular space? Because the narrative has always been that Benin people, my ancestors are the ones that discovered, they are the ones that are they own Lagos, they did this and that. And it's kind of not making sense. And we've seen several books written out of ignorance, and we've seen several interpretations here and there. Everyone's trying to say one thing, but I think Balogun of Eko is more logical in this. Like I said, the Oba visited the governor, and this is what prompted this discourse. According to the Oba, he said, it is in the history books that the Benin founded Lagos. When some people will hear it now, they will go haywire. What is the Oba saying here there again? But it is true. Go and check the records. Maybe not all over Lagos, as we all know it now, but certain areas in Lagos, because the nucleus of Lagos was founded by my ancestors. Now, that's the word. The nucleus. The nucleus. That is the important word here. It could have been used loosely. I mean, that word, nucleus. But he's saying that the core of this Lagos, in fact, we are the root, we are the breath. Once you say you are the nucleus, it means you are the beat. You are the soul of that Lagos. And that is what I want people to begin to look into. There are a lot of narrative that have been put out there, and once you keep repeating and people do not give you a superior information or tell you something more smart, wiser, or deep or true, then that narrative will keep on, and you know what it is. Well, according to Balogun, he said, point of correction, Lagos was never founded by the Beninese. And like I said, his argument makes sense because we have the Aworis, we have the Sheris, we have the Olofins. There are many other tribes on that island. Question is this, where did those people come from? Did they later come to that space after the Benin people came in there? And what happened to those Benin? Did they probably change and became Yoruba? What happened? Why did they lose their language? Before you lose, it's just common sense. Before you lose your language, are you getting what I'm saying? Before you lose your language, it means that those that are on that space, that particular portion of land, are much more than you. You came to join them. It's common sense. If not, the language that will be spoken there in Lagos will be totally Benin language without any, Yoruba, whatever. It will be fully Benin language. I'm also glad that the king also mentioned the Oni of Ife, saying that even though the Oni might not agree, of course, Oni of Ife said, no, this is not correct. This is not correct. And to me, I think it makes sense sort of. But, with this continually being there, here and there, well, I'm going to tell you some other people's opinion, because history is always rewritten and this person is coming up with his own here and there. Particularly if it's an academic work, it makes certain people believe that this is what it is. Someone said this, Benin Edo itself was conquered by Oromiyan, who was once a king there. Can we now say Oromiyan founded Benin Edo because he conquered them and then introduced kingship as a way of leading them? The answer is no, because he met people there. The word Oba itself is a Yoruba word. History tells us that whenever there are Obas, RIP, their remains are buried in Ile-Ife. This has been the practice until early 20th century. Can Oba of Benin show us where his predecessors, the previous Oba of Benin, are buried? Their heads are in Ile-Ife till tomorrow, and that cannot be taken away. The first Oba known, Oba on this same island, is called Olokun Shiniade, and his history goes back to a couple thousand years back. So Omonoba himself is a descendant of Oromiyo. This, like I said, are the opinions of people here and there. Well, the question is this: did the Beninese found Lagos, or they are settlers in Lagos? This is open for discussion. Drop your comment. What do you think about this?